today, episode 2 of rebuilding my Eclipse, we are going to be cleaning all the parts that bolt back to the head and some miscellaneous parts here and there. So right here I have the intake manifold. It's all dirty, as you can tell. So to clean it, I'm going to be using this engine degreaser, and luckily I have a power washer, so I don't have to do that much scrubbing. So yeah, I'm gonna spray it down and go from there. Alright, so I gave it its first coat of the engine degreaser. Just gonna let it sit for a couple minutes, and then gonna use my power washer there to rinse it off, see how it looks. This is the first pass just with the degreaser and the pressure washer, and looks 100 times better than what it was. But it does look like we still have some spots in there and around here that we probably gonna have to scrub with our hand. So we're gonna spray it down again and then show you guys how it looks after. It's a couple days later. I let the intake manifold dry off a bit, so I have it taped off. As you can see, I did end up leaving the EGR on there, but I am ordering EGR plate delete, so it's going to be from STM Tuned. It's like 20 bucks, so I'm not worried about getting overspray on that. It's going to be replaced. But yeah, everything is taped off on that. And I also have the thermostat housing right here. It's also all taped off, ready to be painted. I'm going to be using this VHT flameproof for the headers. Just going to be giving both of these a couple of coats, and then I'll show you guys how it looks. So this is after the first coat. It was just a light coat for the base. It's already looking 100 times better, as you guys can tell. Just gonna do like 3 coats on this, on both of these, and then should be looking brand new and ready to install. I'm done with painting everything. I did end up bringing the fuel rail out, sanding it down a little, and spray painting that as well. And then this little bracket right here that holds a sensor that goes on the intake manifold right here. And yeah, just the thermostat housing right there, and that's about it. That's all I'm going to be painting. Gave it like 3 coats, just letting it dry now. Probably going to give it couple hours to dry and put it back together, and yeah, just set it aside and wait for the head to come back so I can rebuild it and put everything back on. So while we wait for the manifold to dry and the fuel rail and the thermostat housing, I am going to be removing the coolant line, not the coolant line, sorry, the AC lines. So first I'm going to start off with this big one right here, and then there's one that runs right here, the silver one. It goes all the way across there down to there. There's 2 bolts there that you have to undo, and then over here you could do it in pieces. So this one unbolts. It's just 1 bolt there, and then 1 bolt down here, and then we can do that line right there, this one right here. It's another, just a single bolt there, and then a single bolt on that side, and then the line should come out. And then from there we just have to unbolt the compressor, and I'm just gonna cut the belt for that because I'm not gonna be running AC anymore. And then down in here, if you guys can see that, I don't know what that's called, but it's part of the AC system. We're gonna remove that, so in the summer when it's really hot, more airflow gets into the engine bay, because I want this car to be running as cool as possible, because we do have a big intercooler in the front that restricts some airflow. And then also I do have this Carbonetics headlight insert that allows more air in there. So yeah, I should be running a little bit more cool in the summertime once I delete that condenser that's in the front. So yeah, let's get to it, guys. I'm gonna start off by removing the bolt down here. It looks like it's a 12 mil down in there. Alright, it's loose. All the like freon and stuff is like removed already. Did that a while ago, so nothing should come out. If it does, then probably gonna die. Here we go. Oh shit. Well, I guess there was still some pressure in there. All right, and then right here we have two 10 mils. Technically, if you're removing everything, you just have to unbolt that one right here. And then this is free, and then we go to the back, and that should be another 12 mil. I'll undo that, and then this whole line should come right off. All right, so this line connects back here to the AC compressor. I turn on the fan. Sorry if it's kind of windy, but it's just one 12 mil, and it should just come right off. I'll be using this to just hit it off. So all the pressure came out already, and then that whole line just comes right out. Then there's this silver line right here that connects down here, and it should be, if you guys can see that, it's gonna be this 10 mil and that 10 mil, and then another 10 mil right here. So I'm just gonna undo this one right here first. Just like that. Might as well do this one too. That's down there. So those two are out, and then there shouldn't be any pressure because, as you guys saw in the last clip, it all came out. All right, so those two 10 mils down there are out, and then as we go over here, this is gonna be a 14, and then this is gonna be a 17. I used this kind of wrench. If you don't want to strip it, use one of these, and then I just used this 14 mil for that side, and then it should just disconnect from there. All right, so to get to this 10 mil for that line, the silver line that goes all the way across the firewall back here, it's going to be a 10 mil down there. I had to remove the battery tray that the battery sits on. It's just 4 12 mil bolts. Took those off with the impact, and now that line is completely free, so we just have to wiggle it out of there. Probably gonna have to move the cruise control box thing that's right there, but right now I'm gonna loosen that really quick with this crowbar. Yep, there we go. Nice and easy. And then let's get to taking that line out. Let me just put you guys down. Alright, just gonna use my impact with the swivel here. See if I can get it. Yep. Oh, it's gonna fall. Hold on. Alright, I got it off. It's just a nut, a 12 mil nut on that one. And then over there, another 12 mil. Gonna get rid of that line, and then we just got to get rid of the compressor. So while doing the AC line delete, the whole AC delete, I am gonna be doing the EGR delete. So all these like vacuum lines right there, getting rid of them. The charcoal canister, I'm getting rid of it as well. So for my intake, I am gonna have to, sorry, this light is bright, but I am gonna plug that vacuum line port right there. So yeah, this is gonna save some weights and just get rid of any like small vacuum leaks that may occur in the future. So yeah, it's pretty simple to do. You just remove the battery tray, and then it's gonna be two 12 mil bolts holding the charcoal canister to the side of the car right there, and it's like a bracket. And then for the battery tray, where the battery tray sits, there's two 12 mil bolts right here that you just undo. All right, so just like that, I got rid of the charcoal canister EGR lines. So engine bay is looking a lot cleaner, also with the AC delete. Here's the charcoal canister. There's gonna be a line, if you guys do this, there's gonna be a line running to here, and that's from the gas tank. So you just wanna take the hose off and point it downward. That way you don't get that smell of gas going into your cabin. But yeah, this is all of the EGR stuff. My line that was going to the intake was already ripping. But yeah, it weighs like 8 pounds. So this combined with that, and then the AC compressors that we're gonna take off, and the condenser, it's like over like 30 pounds you're removing. Because I read the forums that just the AC alone is like 30 something pounds, removing everything. So yeah, it's gonna be a little lighter, a lot more ventilation in there. So now, since all the lines are completely disconnected from the compressor back here, it's just gonna be 4 12 mils. So I already got this one out right here, and then there's another one right here that my finger's pointing at, and then there's 2 more underneath. And then once we get that off, we can take off this pulley right here. I already cut the belt that goes there, so just the bolts, and then this whole thing should come off. And then the bracket right here, once you remove that and all the bolts, you are gonna have to need some spacer or like washers. You can just put washers where, because there's gonna be space where that shaft, if you can see it right there, that runs to the axle, it's gonna be missing some metal there because you're removing the bracket. So you're gonna have to put some washers, and I'll show you guys that. So yeah, just gonna get these bolts off and then show you guys how the compressor looks off the car. So I got the compressor out. It's 4 bolts, 4 12 mils, one right there, and then 2 on the bottom. And then I did end up cutting the belt because I'm not going to be using that. And then if we come over here, we still got to remove the bracket that's right here. I believe it's for 14 mils or for 17 mils. It's one of those. And then right in there we have the pulley, and if you see that one bolt that's holding the pulley, we're just going to remove that. I believe it's a 14 mil. And then yeah, we're going to have all that space back here. Gonna clean everything up, and then after that we just got to get the condenser. I think that's what it is. Yeah, condenser, and then that's the compressor, and remove the hard lines that are in front over here. And that's pretty much it for the AC delete on the 2G Eclipse. I got the bracket out. It's pretty heavy. It weighs like, I'd say 8-10 pounds. Just for 14 mil bolts. There's no need to unbolt the pulley, but if you do want to, there's 2 12 mils. They're not 14s. The other ones are 14s. But yeah, if we go over here again, this is the intermediate shaft that I was talking about. I believe that's what it's called right here. Sorry for the shadow, but like right here, that gap is gonna need to be filled. You can either just cut out the piece from the bracket and just put it back, or you can just use a couple washers. I think that's what I'm gonna do, some washers, because I don't want to cut anything, make a mess. But yeah, just some washers, put the bolt back in, and that's it. You have a bunch of space back here. Just gonna have to degrease everything because it's pretty nasty. I need to replace my axle boot over here. It ripped for some reason. So yeah, now we just got to get the condenser out, and then this hard line that's right here. So I ended up using these flat washers, M12 class 10.9. They look like this. They're just some silver flat washers. I used 3 of them to replace, I don't know if you guys can tell, right there, that. Yeah, so I used 3 of them and they fit perfectly in there, and then I just tightened up the 14 mil bolt back in there and it's good to go. Replaced this part of the bracket. So yeah, if you guys are doing the AC delete, I recommend just going out and buying these M12 flat washers and replacing the whole bracket. So the last and final step for the AC delete was to take out that condenser over there. It was just held on by 2 10 mils on the bottom right there and over here, and then right up here there was 12 mil. Same thing on the other side, there was another 12 mil. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have to unbolt the radiator. You can just slide it over and then that slides right out. That's pretty much it for episode 2, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.